Mhm. There's what's known as stock. Oh, uh-huh. Hmm. Now, on Wall Street in New York City, the stocks and bonds of 1,300 of the largest corporations in the United States are listed and traded there. And then, in order to be listed, a company must have at least 1 million shares of stock owned by at least 2,000 people. Now, I know that Sweden has a stock exchange. Yes. I would think that Denmark and Norway have a stock exchange. Yes. And I would think that Switzerland has a stock exchange. Now, somebody said that we were going to combine exchanges so that the New York Stock Exchange decided to have a reciprocal relationship with the German Stock Exchange. Yeah. And somebody wanted to connect all the stock exchanges to one infrastructure so they would have complete control. Now, when you have supercomputers that do know the buy and sell of each side, because they do know, it looks to me that the individuals that are the employees of the stock exchanges, I wanted to know who you are. Yeah. Well, over here we have an ancient breed of individuals that decided to interbred with other cities, yes, that didn't get destroyed during Sodom and Gomorrah. And I know that Denmark, Sweden, and Norway, they thought, oh, we're going the way. Pooh. But my thought was that any royal family that has participated in the European Union, yes, the European Council, yes, The Hague, yes, and the United Nations could be personally liable. See, I want to divorce my wife, yes, and the United States refuses to acknowledge the authority of the United Nations. Now, when we had that marriage certificate issued from the United Nations, we got married in Kosovo. And as many times as I email a copy of it to the sheriff's department, they seem to think that the homeless don't have any rights. I'm telling you. There is federal funding for every school district to make sure that any child of any homeless parent does have rights. And every time that I told the Seattle Police Department that my sons had been kidnapped, no one would allow me to speak to them. Now, when I look at the actual liability to the royal families of the world for having any knowledge of this kidnapping, the violating of the Hague Conventions, yes, the refusal to acknowledge the authority of the United Nations, yes, and then there's the obligations of the European Union and the European Council. Oh, I'm really thinking that there's some royal families right now. Now, listen, Queen. I went to Northumberland Gymnasium, yeah, my senior year. I applied for Scattercourt, yes, to be able to earn an income in Denmark, yes, illegally. Ouch! And while employed, I did, well, commit, it's not embezzlement, but it's really a fraud. Yes. I stole money from my employers because I continued to resell the same tickets for the same coats that, well, different coats that I was hanging up. Yes. Now, it could have been, pooch, that somebody in the police department found out about my crimes approximately 30 years ago when I was 17 years old. And they are wanting to prosecute the man, and I prosecute him.